And just as you put your key in, I would prefer to wait outside until you come back home. And just as you put your key in, I slide in with you with a gun in your ribs. But by then, I'd already know what time your wife comes back from work, what time your kids finish school.
Homework.
And I already know that it's just us.
Homework. I just know it's just me and you.
From work, what time your kids finish school. And I already know that it's just us two because I've been studying your movements for the past couple of weeks.
Bro, that's a real robber. I'm trying to tell you. If you watching the Patreon and you watching Money and Violence with me on Patreon, them some real robbers too. You heard them niggas. Niggas ain't just doing random lakes, pause. Like, niggas ain't just doing that shit on the random, on the, yo, he said this. Niggas gotta do homework before you do anything. Yeah, if you don't do homework and all that, you just being blind and, bro, my nigga, some shit just happened in my city. I'm gonna show y'all after this video. Niggas went and tried to rob a warehouse, bro. There was 8 million cash, 6 bricks in there. Nigga, that shit ain't how they thought it was gonna end. 2 people died. Now they all got locked up by the feds. All minimum. Their minimum is life in prison. They facing the death penalty. All that. It's lit. It's spooky. I'm trying to tell you. I'll show you.
Tell me a bit about where you were born, Adam, and what your childhood was like.
So yeah, I was born in Uganda. Came here at the age of 7 because of how my mum was when I was a kid. My mum was very strict, and she wasn't very nurturing. So growing up as a kid, emotions weren't really a thing that was, engraved in me. My mum was she was very professional. She was a professional woman, as in a sense of business minded. She provided, but as far as the whole, mother and son or mother and daughter type of aspect, there wasn't really a connection. So I came here to the UK, mother and son or mother and daughter type of aspect. There wasn't really a connection. So I came here to the UK to live with my dad. This was in Canning Town, East London, in Newham. To be honest with you, all I knew was just school and just home.
Niggas be going through trauma, bro. That shit be starting from our parents.
East London, in Newham. To be honest with you, all I knew was just school and just home. My school was literally a 2-minute walk from the house that I lived in. As I started progressing through school, you get to see older boys in the schools and outside schools and what people do outside schools. We took a lot of influence from the older boys growing up. They smoke weed and sell drugs, and you see these things happening because you're not from a privileged background. You start growing a mentality or a mind frame thinking that this is a good way to earn a living or to make money. I haven't told anyone this, but the first time I ever got into smoking weed, because it all just started off by smoking weed while I was still in school. Someone dropped a weed bag that I knew, even though I used to hang around with them and I wasn't smoking at the time. I've seen the older boys roll up the weed. I went back home, tried rolling it up. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Smoked it, and then I'm not gonna lie, the walls started moving and stuff like that, and I was like, whoa, this is insane. What is this feeling? And ever since after that, started buying a bit of weed just to try and imitate the older boys. Then, you got to fund your habit. I came into school with...
So he couldn't mirror his parents because his parents wasn't feel me? So he really just mirroring what he's seeing. He's seeing older niggas in his hood smoking. He didn't even like smoking. I'm telling you, bro, when you're young, it's easy to be influenced. And if you got no parents, nigga, you know who's gonna influence you? The older niggas in the streets. You feel me? You ain't got your mom and your dad loving you on some, you feel me? You ain't got your parents there loving you on some taking care of you and all that. Nigga gonna end up right in the streets. Nigga, he smoking weed. He didn't even want to do it. He just doing it because niggas look cool.
With some weed. I think I must have been in year 10 at the time. And I sold some weed to some kids in school. In the process of selling weed to these kids, I don't know, a set of two boys come up to me. They had some pocket money together or lunch money that they had collected. And I gave them weed. I must have given them £10 worth of weed. They went to the back of the music block in school, and smoked it. One of them had either an epileptic fit, some type of fit, and the other friend panicked, run around the playground looking for a teacher. Obviously the police gets called in because the ambulance has to come. The ambulance asks, what's wrong with the kid? They say, he's inhaled some weed, but he said he's got it from a student in year 10. In the process of panicking, I asked in the classroom, who's going to help me, who can hold on to this bag, because I knew that the bag had the drugs in it. No one wanted to help me, but there was one boy that used to wedgie regularly. He stepped up and he said, I'll help you, Adam. So I felt guilty. Why I've been doing the things I've been doing to this boy, and now I'm in trouble and he's stepping up to help me. The police have come with the teacher. They've drew me out of the classroom. They've asked me, do you have a bag?
Yo, funny quick story. I gotta stop it and talk about shit. My mans, bro. Nigga who made the Squeeze La Familia shirts. He used to work with me. Shout out my nigga Vlad. If you see this, Vlad, I love you, Vlad. I gotta tell him though, cause he just said some funny shit. Nigga, we got one day we smoked. Nigga, it ain't funny though. My son started tripping. My son started tripping like that. I'm like, nah, this nigga bugging. I ain't never smoked with that nigga again, nigga. Then I smoked with him again one time. We driving to the city. And he in the car, bro. He like, yo, my heart, I can't breathe. I'm like, nah. No, sir. I can't smoke with niggas like that. You start blowing my high and shit. Start talking about your heart. And then the other nigga in the back, he don't smoke. Nigga, he asking, yo, is that K2? I'm like, yo, bro, stop playing. You getting me tight. You getting me tight asking if I would give a nigga K2 or some shit. He like, yo, he bugging. That's how he was bugging, though. Like, his heart was beating and shit. Nigga said, you get him K2? I said, bro, stop playing with me, my nigga. Yeah, bro, you wildin' right now, bro. Yeah, you getting me tight asking me some dumb shit like that.
Reports that there's, you bring drugs into school. And I denied having a bag while I was in this room. As I'm in there being asked where the drugs are, I saw my bag being passed over. And it was the same boy that I had been wedging in school the whole time.
Told right on you.
After I got kicked out of school, I found out that this boy was a police cadet. That was the first time I ended up in a police cell.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the first time I was in a police cell. And I had no idea, if I'm going to be going back to school, but I knew this is it for me, My mum was called, everything, I kind of feel sorry for my mother now because she had no idea that I was doing those things in school. I never went back to school. They permanently excluded me.
How old were you when you got expelled?
I was 15. I was 15 years old. But that was the beginning of my life spiraling out of control.
What I just said to y'all a little while ago, when I got kicked out of school, what I just say, I just said that shit, nigga. Nigga, life started spiraling out of control when I got kicked out of school. I just said the same shit. Every time, bro.
After getting kicked out of school,
this shit is
I ended up going to a school where all kids that get kicked out of school go. It's like a community centre. And from there, I obviously got as much GCSEs as I can. I applied for a college. But at the same time I was in college, I was still drug dealing. I was selling cocaine, and weed.
How much money were you making in a kind of typical week?
Probably £2,000. Drug dealing and guns go hand in hand. In that, there's a lot of young boys, you all get into fights and stuff like that. So I saved up, I bought a shotgun for £500. It was a sawn-off shotgun. With selling drugs, people get robbed. And I just had it just in case I needed to, I wasn't ready to use it. I don't know why I bought it, but just in case. and I had it stored in my wardrobe. My mum going through my things, as a mother normally does with a son. She found the shotgun, and first thing that came to her was throw it in the bin. So she threw the shotgun in the bin. My sister came to me a couple of days later and said,
whoever found that was happy than a motherfucker. What? My mom knew better than that, nigga. Yeah, niggas are getting boomed out here, nigga. My mom know. See that shit? She probably oppressed me, but she ain't throwing it out. Yeah, she ain't gonna do that dumb shit.
To me, hey, mom found your gun. And I couldn't confront her about it. She never confronted me about it. Fast forward, still in college, but now I'm 17. I saved up enough money. Remember, this was £3,000. I bought a really powerful handgun, which was a 4.4 snub nose, like a 3-inch barrel, which was very easy to hide. I consistently used to keep it in a sock, just in case I needed to fire it. I'll never need to put my gloves on, right? I'll just reach in my pockets and just press the trigger and fire the gun. I got very complacent, keeping it in my bedroom. My mum yet again went for my stuff. Found the handgun or cannon, because it was like a cannon, right? That my mum took it. This time I had to confront her. So I went looking for her. I said, Mum, because she never said anything. I said, Mum, you found something in my room? She said, yes. I said to her, I'm gonna need that back. She said, choose the house or the gun. And I chose the gun. She asked me to leave the house. And that's when I left the household.
You gotta choose it. You gotta know what you gotta choose, man.
At the age of 17.
Glock, stay with me. That
And
bitch
then-
paid the rent. Like, that bitch paid the rent. That shit stay with me like it paid the rent.
You ended up with a bounty on your head. How did that happen?
When I was 17, that same year, I left the house. This young boy came to me and he said he had been beaten up by a group of boys. Even though I'm from an area that had gangs, me personally, I had a group of friends, 3-4 friends. Because he came to us, we saw it as a obligation to go and help him. So we went and found the boys that had attacked him. We set up on the boys. But the little boy that came to me at my house, the younger boy, he had a knife on him. He never told none of us he had a knife on him. In the process of beating these boys up, he produced a knife and stabbed one of the boys. And one of the boys that he had stabbed, his older brother, was like the guy at the time that was like the top guy that was, supplying drugs and stuff like that in the area. I'm the only one whose face they had clocked. So £100,000 went out and they put £100,000 on my head. And they said, dead or alive. They printed my pictures off of MySpace and distributed it to all the boys in the area, in the borough. And they said, this guy, as soon as you see him, give us a call.
That's it.
One time, I'm going to go and pick up drugs, to break down and sell. I get circled by the same group of boys that we had set up on. Cars had pulled up, motorbikes had pulled up. Boys I've never seen before, much older. So they set upon me, beat me with bike helmets, bike locks. I was knocked out unconscious, and while I was unconscious, I got stabbed in my abdomen with beat me with bike helmets, bike locks. I was knocked out unconscious.
Bike helmets and bike locks.
And while I was unconscious, I got stabbed in my abdomen with as far as I'm aware, it was like a samurai, little hand samurai.
Niggas was trying to collect. Nigga was trying to collect 100K. Niggas chefed him after he was unconscious.
Soaked into my stomach while I was unconscious. I was in a worm samurai that was soaked into my stomach while I was unconscious. I wasn't aware what was happening. So when I woke up, 2 weeks had gone by. I woke up with a tube in my throat and things that help you wee and stuff like that in your private area. And I had staples all across my stomach where I had been stabbed, because the doctors had to open me up to try and look and see if, stitch up where the damage had been done. That's when, instead of straightening out my path, I strayed even deeper into the game.
Can you tell us about what...
That shit only do one or two things to you. It only do two things to you, bro. It's gonna make you a demon. It's gonna turn you into a beast. Or it's gonna make you change your life, bro. It's only two things that's gonna happen, bro. Yeah, it's only you. Some niggas turn that shit up. Some niggas, you know what? This shit ain't for me. Yeah, nah, that shit hurt. Nah. That's how some niggas be on it. You hurt me, nigga. It's up. Yeah, nigga.
led to your first time in prison?
I built up a line. So a line, it's like a phone that you can ring when you need drugs in the locality that I've grown up, which was Canning Town. Despite the fact that I had moved out of my mum's house, that's where I started. That's where my line started. So I'd always be around the area. I'm in my mum's house while I'm asleep, half asleep. I hear a helicopter above my room, jump out of my boxes, crapping myself. I'm thinking, what's happening? Run down the stairs. I don't know where I was running to, but I don't know. I was just running to find out what's going on. As I get to the bottom of the stairs, my door flies off. Nice armed police, shields. I can't see faces, but I've got about 6-7 dots on my chest. So they're screaming different orders. Get on the floor, hands behind your back. Don't look at us, look the other way. I don't know what they want me to do first. So I get on my knees, I put my hands behind my back, and then they tell me to stand up, come backwards with your hands behind your back. They arrested me. They searched the house for a gun, right? I'm 100% convinced I'm going to prison. I had the gun and the coke and the weed plotted in the same area. So they searched the house and they didn't find it. Where I had hidden the drugs and the gun were...
What, nigga, you know how happy they was? You get your shit raided, you had a good hotter spot? You had a good hotter spot, nigga? Niggas don't be getting them good hotter spots.
In between the neighbors and my fence. Even if they did find it, they're gonna have to prove that it's mine, because now it's in a dodgy place. It's on a border. They didn't find it. They released me. So I'll go back inside my house, wait for some time to go by, because I didn't want to go into my back garden and start rummaging, and then a helicopter just pops out of nowhere, right with the light. Cool. So I didn't want to do that, so I waited for a little while. Never find anything. I proceeded like it's normal. The police come again. This time they've used the scaffolding, which was on the 4th floor. Armed police has come around the scaffolding and they've tried to force entry through the front of the door. I had the shotgun by the windowsill, right? So the door goes flying, it's going, oh, police! I'm thinking, oh, crap, these guys again, right? First thing that I do is I grab my shotgun by the windowsill, open the back door without looking through the shotgun out, and they hit one of the armed officers that were on the scaffolding, and he fell off the scaffolding. And then they jumped.
Yeah, imagine trying to throw the hammer out the window. Oh shit, they blitzing the crib, nigga. Bro, when they blitzing the crib is surrounded, bro. Yeah. Throw that shit out the window that is not a good idea, bro. Yeah, when they blitz in the crib, trust me, because before they blitz it, nigga, they set up perimeters for your escape. So you throw the, he had the dotty, he threw the dotty at the nigga, boom! Nigga, break a nigga nose. Break a nigga nose, bro. What? What if that shit would've went off? Throw a little handgun, that shit might go off.
Onto the balcony and proceeded to arrest me. And that was the first time I went to prison.
How long did you go to prison for?
They gave me 3 years, do 18 months. You would think anyone would learn from that, but 18 months later I came out, and that's when I got involved in serious crime. While I was in prison, I went from drug dealing and I took the trade or the work of an armed robber on. But my type of work never involved commercial businesses. I would always target people involved in the same circle, like in the same type of work. I rather cash. So I've done a few politicians, they had cash, and this has come from a friend of theirs.
How do you rob a politician?
It's all to do with mind frame. It's in me, my mind, as long as I convince myself, the first thing is to convince myself that I'm not doing anything wrong. Whatever is in that property already belongs to me.
Nah.
And then I plan.
Nigga says he tells himself he's not doing nothing wrong and that everything in they property belongs to me. That's how he feels about it. That's how he makes him feel better at what he doing. That's just my shit. I'm just going in there to get it. Nigga said, I'm just going in there to get it. It's already mine. Yeah, I'm just going to pick my shit up. Yeah, I swing on my mama.
I convince myself, the first thing is to convince myself that I'm not doing anything wrong. Whatever is in that property already belongs to me. And then I plan on a smooth entry. You know, I would prefer to wait outside until you come back home. And just as you put your key in, I slide in with you with a gun in your ribs. Wow. But by then, I'd already know what time your wife comes back from work, what time your kids finish school, and I already know that it's just us two because I've been studying your movements for the past couple of weeks. I watch you at work, you finish work, I know what time you get back from work. I know what route you take to work, what route you when you come back from work. I know what how many dogs you got inside the house. I know you got 2 kids, 3 kids, what school to go, what time to finish. The first thing that, would come to my head, am I going to be able to control the situation? I.e., weapon of choice, my briefcase was a shotgun, right? I enter the room, I'm controlling that situation.
What was the most money that you made?
I ain't gonna lie, because you don't want to get hit with a shotgun. Yeah, nah, nigga, that shit blow the nigga shit around, put a hole in your chest so fucking, yeah, nigga. Nigga pop out with that big dotty, nigga.
From one armed robbery?
The most that we made from one cash was near enough $250,000 to $300,000. But that was at a young age. In drugs, we've took more in drugs.
How much?
In drugs, hundreds of thousands in drugs,
And how many armed robberies did you commit?
I'm not...
Hit at $250,000 licks, nigga. I ain't gonna lie. I probably won't stop either.
I'm gonna lie, if I'm gonna be honest, I don't know, but I didn't have the name Ghost for no reason. I'm the type of guy that would always operate in the darkest corner of your street, and I'll just pop out of nowhere and just deal with the situation and leave immediately.
How dangerous was that lifestyle?
How I set up my life, you can only see me through appointment. I was consistently paranoid, and like I said to you, my circle of friends was 2 or 3 or 4 at most, but not even they will know where I'll be. So my whole movements will be randomized sequences. Not even I liked to know what I was doing at the time. So much so that wherever I go, I used to like to control where I'm going. And I used to like to collect as much information about where I'm going and who's going to be there and who's going to be, other than that, I never used to venture outside my area unless it was business, But business will be anywhere, in the UK.
And then there was a robbery that went wrong. How did you end up getting arrested again?
I got to a stage where I didn't do robberies anymore. Now I'm the person that sets them up, the person that has the stolen cars, the person that has the guns, the person that gets the calls for the robberies. Because I was successful, I used to put other people on robberies. One day I get a call, from a guy. He's dating this girl and her brother is moving drugs, selling drugs, and he's got drugs inside the house. They've had arguments about the drugs in the house. And so the sister and the brother get into a fight. My sister rings her boyfriend to tell her boyfriend about it. The boyfriend knows me. The boyfriend tells me, gives me the address. When I get the address, I ring some boys and give them an opportunity to make some money. When I pick up the boys are a bit drunk. And I proceed to take them. Something told me don't take them, but I agreed. I took the boys to this house. I drove them right outside the house. I pointed out the door. There was 2 red doors back to back. I should have knew better because they were tipsy. I let them get out the car. I gave them the gun to go in there and retrieve the drugs. I'm just down the road watching. To me, it looked like it was the right house, but it was the wrong house. They come back inside the house. They were confused. They said, there's no drugs in there. You know, there's a family in there. What the hell? I got a phone call from a Vietnamese guy that I used to deal with. He used to do like drugs, grow drugs. He was in Southeast London. He's telling me, I'm in a house in Southeast London. I just dropped off £30,000. The woman's got the money machine out. She's counting all the money. There's £80,000 in the house right now. This is the address. So upon receiving this information, I told these boys, you know what, don't worry about that. We're going somewhere else right now. I was prolific like that. There will be certain days I'll do 2 robberies, 3 robberies, or a shooting plus a robbery, or 2 shootings plus 2 robberies. So I'm consistently at it. So we're driving. I remember I got to a place called Limehouse. So when I've done this dodgy U-turn near Limehouse, I bumped into city police who normally carry firearms on tasers and stuff like that. So they started following me. They followed me through Rubber Hive Tunnel into Southeast London, right? This is near Bermondsey. So we cut through, we're heading towards London Bridge. The car's crashed, right? The car's crashed. We ended up jumping out of the car. I've told the boys, do not follow me. Everyone split up, go their own separate ways. One guy was in the car. His job was to take the gun. He left the gun behind because he panicked. We've all run. Now these 2 boys are following me, even though I'm meant to depart and go out.
Bro, niggas gotta know their jobs, bro, their position, bro. Like, yeah, bro, how you leave a gun in the car, my nigga? Like, bro, niggas is retarded, bro.
Separate ways. I've led
whoever get caught, that's their gun.
them to the pier. So when we got to the pier, I can't swim. None of them can swim. We can hear the police running towards the pier. Oh, police, stop! They got the tasers out and everything. So from there, I got put in prison. And I didn't come out until 10 years later. I was 20.
What was the point that you decided to turn your life around?
So I spent 5 months in segregation. You know, I wasn't allowed to mix with other people. In that precise moment, I had 5 months, no radio, no TV. I had 2 magazines that I was reading over and over and over and over and over. It's Groundhog's Day every day. You know, your mom dies, you're in prison. You know.
Yo, bro, that shit is so like regular over here. Like they just stopped doing that shit. Like a law just passed. Like I want to say probably like 2 years ago, bro, where they can't like have you in the box like in the seg for no more than 30 days no more. Cause bro, niggas is losing their mind, bro. There's niggas in there doing 5. It was niggas doing 5 years in the box, bro. Real shit for stabbing niggas and shit. Nigga, it was niggas in the box for years. I did 90 days once, then I did 6 months once on my first bid. I did 90 days, then they gave me 6 months on my next one. Oh, bro, my nigga. I swear, bro, Spike did years in the box, bro. I swear to my kid's life, bro. Spike did years in the box. When Spike did like, all right, so Spike cut a nigga in Auburn. I got the ticket upstairs too. That nigga did 12 months in the box for that one cutting, right? Got out the box and went back to the box for 6 months in 3 days, 2 days. Well, niggas, they was smoking niggas with segregation time up here. We call it the box. They are, yeah, you gotta be strong-minded, bro. You gotta be strong-minded, bro. I swear I tell y'all no lies, bro. The longest I did, they gave me 6 months. I got a time cut. Did 120 days. I got a time cut, did 100 and some days, bro. But Spike did 9 years, bro. He did at least 5 years in the box. Out of that 9 years, he probably did 6 years out of that shit in segregation, and the other 3 like in population. That shit is for real. That shit is nutty.
Your girlfriend that you was with at the time's moved on, got married, moved abroad. Your friends that you was with at the time have moved on. No one comes to see you. Your grandmother's passed away. Everything that you know, your whole world's come to a grinding halt, and no one exists in that world than you. And the streets don't remember you. Your business partner.
The other nigga been in the box for like 10 years too. The blood nigga. What's this blood nigga name? He from the Bronx. What's this nigga name? No, bro. People go to the box like over here. Like I'm gonna talk from my experience from where I've been, when I've been in prison, and I know niggas that been in the box for years. Like Spike, if you get caught for cutting somebody, you gonna get a year in the box. If you cut somebody, some niggas get 2 years. If you stab somebody, you might get 2 years in the box. You stab a nigga, you cut a nigga, and you get caught, it's over. Don't get caught with a weapon too. A year in the box. Like they are fucking handing that shit out. Yeah, they handing that shit out like it's nothing, nigga. Just take a year, take 2 years. Like literally, nigga. It was a nigga who caught a body up north. He was in the box for like 4 years. He was like 8 cells down from me, bro. Nigga was retarded. And I probably just turned retarded being in jail. Like literally, he probably lost his mind in there. Cause he used to be in that shit bugging. The box is crazy. Box is crazy, bro.
Just don't remember you because you've been replaced and you're just stuck in that place, in a dark place, and there is no getting out of it. I'm not trying to glamorize violence, but like I said, I got an extreme personality. When I was in it, you know. Now I'm trying to do good. I'm in that and I'm pushing positive energy.
Yeah.
First you gotta forgive yourself to move forward, and you gotta, you know, give out apologies, and I'm talking about meaningful apologies to people. So I've done some of that while I was in prison. It's called restorative justice, where you get the police, your probation, to try and reach out to the police, to try and give the victims a chance to come in a controlled environment and explain, because some people want to know, why did you do that to me? Who are you? What happened? You know, I need to know why. And do we have a situation when you get out? Because I don't want people still living their lives through fear, thinking, oh my gosh, this maniac's out, you know, my life's in danger. So before I even get out, I've got to try and straighten those issues out, you know.
And what's your life like now?
Everything's a blessing that I'm here, even though I've gone through some, but that's because I've done it to people. You know, they got a saying, you do bad, bad follows. I'm here, I'm still alive. Now I've got to use this opportunity to shine light on the dangers of having the wrong company and where that can lead to. I ended up getting married, you know, and I work with youths, trying to get them into employment. You know, I do some work in the university via teaching, right? So when people do come out of prison, I help them get the level 2s, the level 3s, find work, and try to change their lives around, because I know how it's like coming out with nothing. So I try to give back any way that I can to try and rectify the errors that I've made in my life. It's a fresh start for me.
Yeah, I fuck with him, bro. I ain't gonna lie. His stories is always fire.